All right, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about finding a winning product to sell on Amazon that will make you a lot of money, and we're going to do that using the power of AI, but in a meaningful way. Everyone always wants to talk about AI this and AI that, but few people have actually found out how to plug it in their business in a very meaningful way, rather than being just like a cool toy to play with. So what I've really discovered is how to use the absolute best tools available. We're going to talk about that, show you everything that we do in our entire process to make sure that you're using the best tools, getting all of the best data to pick your product, analyzing the market, analyzing the competition, and then plugging that into these AI tools, Claude in this example, in order to help us determine what the best opportunity is, where are the gaps in the market that we can enter and make some money in a short period of time, okay? So success is never guaranteed, but if we're using all of the best tools every step of the way, cutting edge AI tools that are, these tools are masters at data analysis, okay? So if we give it all of the best data, the way that we're gonna do that is by showing you some tools that we use for ourselves in our agency, plug that into the AI, success, you've improved your chances of success, okay? Success is never guaranteed, especially in Amazon. It's a tough game. It's only getting tougher. I've been in the game for 10 years now, and this is exactly how we do product research, and I'm gonna be sharing it with you today, free of charge. So very quickly about myself, I've been in the game of Amazon for 10 years. Currently, I founded Full Circle Agency, where last year we managed over $200 million across our portfolio of brands. We have nearly 30 very large clients that we work with. I got started in the game though with my own brand, and I exited that company with my best friend for multiple millions of dollars. It was life-changing. Amazon has been the golden goose for the last 10 years for me. And I dropped out of school. I was a waiter in a restaurant. Flash forward, we're working with some of the best brands in the world with our team of 80 people in around 10 different countries around the world. It's very cool. And today I'm going to be sharing with you all that I've learned along the way. And in this portion of the video, we're going to be talking about how to use AI to find a winning product, because that's what it comes down to. I always say one product can really change your life. And this is like, all the other YouTube videos and people like that, it's very newbie oriented. I'm not interested in that. I don't care if you are a newbie, this is new to you. Study it from the best, okay? And really, if you can just implement and kind of ingrain in your mind how to think like you're running a $100 million plus Amazon / e-commerce operation, you can have incredible results. So success is never guaranteed, as I said, but there's really nothing like this on the market. If you execute just 10% of what we're going to outline today in this video, we're going to have a full series of videos of mastering every single aspect of Amazon with our cutting edge strategies, our best tools, and how we leverage AI in every aspect of our business. You're going to see significant results much faster than people just kind of winging it, watching a bunch of newbie videos. So all that we do is Amazon, every aspect of Amazon. We work with a lot of D2C focused brands, Ridge Wallets, biggest wallet company in the United States, HexCloud, etc., Obvi, Woobles, a Shark Tank brand. I even acquired my own brand. So we're doing a lot of very cool stuff. And what we do is really map out the entire process of how to scale brands, whether they're starting from scratch or our bread and butter is really 7, 8, 9-figure D2C brands. We launch them on Amazon with some really incredible results, and we build out full teams for every aspect of it. So, if that wasn't enough, we'll just show you a little bit about what we're doing. Lift up the hood so you can see under the hood, see exactly how we're doing what we're doing. So proud of the brands that we work with, and we've been having incredible results with them. Running over $20 million in the previous year with Ridge Wallets. Biggest wallet company in the country, in the United States, I should say. HexCloud, just a huge, that's Gordon Ramsay's cookware brand. Guys, they're doing crazy big numbers. It's beyond this. I took this screenshot 9 months ago. It's pretty incredible and we're having amazing results. Walkie's best-selling foot cushion. Check it out today on Amazon. Still a bestseller. I own this brand. Doing a couple million, 2 to 3 million a year. Beats Dr. Scholl's. When people think of this product, they think of Dr. Scholl's. How do we do it? Well, I helped Jose find that product many years ago, using a lot of the same philosophies that I'm going to share with you today. And it changed his life. He grew that business to multiple seven figures, and I ended up acquiring the whole company from him. The Woobles went from nearly zero, a very low amount, to over $10 million in 1 year. A very cool Shark Tank brand. And BK Beauty, we went from zero to $1 million in 56 days. Okay. Amazon, no matter how saturated, is the biggest marketplace in the United States. Figure out how to play the game and understand how the game works, because it is a game, and the rewards can be huge. Feel free to check out these videos as well about what people have said about working with us, like another Shark Tank brand, Eric from Beard Brand. This is Paul from who was the #1 seller on TikTok Shop. We're running their accounts, and this is the COO of Hexclad. Okay, that company's got to be valued at over $1 billion. We're running their Amazon accounts. And if you're interested in anything to hear the things that you hear today, whether you're a 7, 8, 9-figure brand or not, feel free to book a call. You can sign up for these links. If you look in the link in the description below this, you can find all this stuff. We also have an incredible first-class school community where all we do is talk about scaling to $1 million a month on Amazon. Join our group no matter what level you're at. There's a little application. We'll just check it out and verify if you're able to be in the group or not. And without further ado, let's begin, okay? So it's all about the right tools. It's all about having the right data, and then plugging that into AI and letting it help us make wise decisions every single step of the way. So I'm going to share with you a tool that I'm not associated with. You probably have never heard of, but this is called Seller Sprite, okay? Everybody's heard of Jungle Scout, and everyone's heard of Helium 10. This is the Helium 10 or Jungle Scout of China. It's got over 1 million users, mainly in China. Very few people are using this in the United States. It's insane what it does. It's just like $100 a month or so. And the level of crazy in-depth research you get in every single step of the way, it's ridiculous how deeply well you can understand the market, right? Because, if you're new to this, with a tool like this, you can, any page on Amazon, any subcategory, any niche, any keyword you select, it will give you a full list of every single competitor and very close, not perfect, but very close estimates of sales and any other metric, which keywords are leading to purchases for that brand. It's ridiculous, okay? And then it already analyzes that extremely well. And so we can basically find, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna find multiple opportunities where we say, hey, this is a pretty cool opportunity. Now, it's not just about one product succeeding. It's like, what does that whole market within Amazon look like? Because Amazon's just this crazy vast ecosystem, right? So we want to figure out where we can come in and make a splash right away, okay? Not just struggle for a year hoping to make a buck. It's like, where's the best opportunity for us to come in? Seller Sprite is the best at doing that, and we're going to analyze that market, and then we're going to as well export that data, and we're going to upload that data into Claude, which is a master at data analysis. So we're going to eventually, through the process of this video, we're going to download multiple sort of market research reports from Seller Sprite, plug that into Claude. I've got some very special prompts that we're going to use that are going to help us rank and determine by many metrics what the best opportunities for success are, okay? And after that, you're going to be able to pick out that product, which AI is going to help you select the product, and then it's also going to help you find out how many units do you need to order, what cost do you need to source that at in China, and it's going to draft you the email to send to the supplier in China. We're also going to help you source that product either just with Alibaba by yourself, or we have some opportunities as well. Like I've been working with this guy in China for 6 or 7 years, and we've been importing stuff forever together. And Frankie is in Guangzhou, and anything you need, he just provides a dummy-proof, full-service solution to get products here for super cheap. Usually cheaper than we can get, because if you're a Western person listening to this and it's your first time ordering something from China, maybe they can smell that on you and they're going to want to charge you a higher price. So Frankie is in China, in Guangzhou, knows how to deal with these suppliers, and we can help you every step of the way. So the most important thing we got to get crystal clear when we're going to hop into Seller Sprite here is we really need to define what our targets are, what our goals are. So let's talk about that. First of all, I don't want to sell a bunch of seasonal products. You can make a lot of money selling seasonal products. If this is your first time selling on Amazon, that's a hard game to play. You know, for instance, one of our clients is probably the biggest calendar company in the United States. Now they've got 750 SKUs, every picture you can imagine. They make all of their sales in just December and January. That's a tough business to run. It's a high stakes game. They're amazing at it and we help them do it. And at the same time, if you're newer to Amazon, let's find a product that will make you consistent money year round, right? And you know, minimum, we really want to shoot for $3,000 to upwards of $30,000 profit per month. Okay, 30,000 is on the high side. You're crushing it. You know, that means you got a 7-figure business probably in terms of revenue. And minimum 20 to 30% profit margins, okay? The bigger your profit margin, the more opportunity you have to play and promote your products in many different ways. If you have a tight margin, you've got a hand tied behind your back the whole time. So we want to find categories where we see that there's a low amount of competition and you know, we want to see, hey, we can come in here with just like, you know, a couple hundred reviews and we can compete and we can make a minimum of $3,000 profit per month. Minimum. Now that's with one product, okay? Upwards of 30,000. We're going for the base hit mentality. If you're swinging for home runs too early and you're not, whatever, Babe Ruth or whoever, I'm not a big baseball guy, you're going to be, you know, imagine you're going to be striking out more often. More conservative base hits. You're not betting your house on this, okay? So I really believe that that business is a game. It's a fun game to play. We need to be a bit emotionally detached from the game. If we're betting our house in some way, meaning like desperation, you're not going to be making clear decisions, okay? So choose wisely, right? If you're trying to hit a home run and you're like, oh wow, everyone's making $1 million in revenue per month in this subcategory. Like say you're selling, you know, a crazy workout supplement, highly competitive, and you just analyze the top 10 sellers and you say, oh my gosh, wow, this is crazy. Hey, these guys, that's the shark infested waters right there. They're spending big bucks. They are backed by a ton of money and they're in it to win it. And if you're new to the game, don't play that. Find a very interesting, boring product. Find a boring product, and those are interesting to me. And carve out your little space, minimize risk, come in with a crazy, phenomenal product. And that's the game that I would recommend playing. And you want to really build a sustainable business. Don't feel, first of all, if you feel this is a side hustle, you're competing against people that are trying to make their livelihood. So be a professional, bring in that, raise your skill levels as a business person, in your personal growth, every which way, shape, and form. If you want to be successful in business, you're going to have a bigger vision, more confidence, consistency day in and day out. These things are very important, okay? And yeah, like I said, we want build a real business and one that is going to make you money year round. Of course, there's going to be some fluctuations with Prime Days and Christmas and etc., but I'm recommending evergreen money or else it's going to be feast or famine for you. So let's hop into this. This is Seller Sprite. I've got a screenshot here and you can see it pulled up here. I'm in the product research section here. Now check this out. You want to sell in Japan, it's going to give you the Japanese numbers. Let's just start in the United States for now here. Canada, a lot of great opportunities. What time period you want to look at? We've got some cool presets here. If you're interested, check it in the product descriptions. You can get this access to this document that I'm walking you through now. There's presets here. Hey, you want some rapid growth ones, some low rated sellers. You want to go against fulfilled by merchant, whatever it may. Low rating barrier, that's a good one. Sales are good, but the requirements for the amount of reviews are not high. Very cool. You can just click any of these buttons. Low price and small and light program, that could be good for you guys. Recommended for newbies. These are good. Explore all of these presets, right? Here's some of the presets I'm recommending. And, the name of our school community and our podcast is called the Amazon Operators. I've got a couple presets in here. You can get access to these as well. And that's how I would recommend products for you to find, okay? Here's some, we want to see in the beginning of this product research journey, we want to not be too strict. We want to put as much in the pipeline as possible, and then we're going to explore that. That's a phase one. Put as much in the pipeline as possible. Here's how I filter that in the beginning. $15,000 to $100,000 a month markets, okay? This avoids shark-infested waters. Meaning, like I said, if everyone's making $1 million, hey, the competition is fierce because there's so much money to be made. Maybe one day you'll get there, but unless you have a couple $100,000 ready to kind of put on the line, and you're gonna really commit to learning as much as possible, keep it to that. All right. Price range. This is obviously very broad. $13 to $60. Okay. $60 is probably on the higher side. Below $13, your Amazon fees are going to be a huge percentage of that, nearly 50%. It's crazy. And so that actually means, and then when we're going to be running advertising dollars, which must be considered in this equation, well, if a click is still $1, $1.50, well, you might only have 4 clicks, 4 chances of converting and still being profitable, right? So below $13 gets a little too tight, but there's lots of money to be made everywhere on Amazon. That's my recommendation. Rating count, a maximum of 500 reviews. That means we want to say, hey, who's got less than 500 reviews and are making between $15,000 and $100,000 a month at this price range? This can be an optional one, but we say, hey, who's got between 3.5 and 4 stars? Okay. That's interesting because if you show 3.7 stars, if you have 3.7 stars, Amazon will only show 3.5. Your conversion rate, meaning the amount of people that are going to buy your product, if you're showing 3.5 versus 4 stars, it's a huge difference, okay? So there's an interesting opportunity there where you say, hey, if you can come in, if you're a product person, you say, hey, I can make improvements on this product and I'm going to study the market and figure out how I can really make real product improvements that will give me higher reviews. That's an opportunity. Sales method, FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. That's going to have that Prime badge. That's what we want to do. We're trying to build an FBA business. I don't want to have a garage full of products that I need to ship out manually. I've done that. I was on eBay back in the day 10 years ago. Not interested in doing that. We want to build a sustainable business. And the e-commerce business, especially Amazon in particular, I'm living in Mexico now, out in the woods. And I don't have to, last year we managed over $200 million on Amazon. The brand I own did a couple million plus. And I didn't have to touch any of the products, okay? Freedom of time, freedom of location, okay? That's what we want to do and achieve by this. So keep that in mind. FBA, keep it Prime. It's a wonderful business model. That's getting harder every day, so listen up closely. All right, here's some subcategories that I like, not to exclude here. There's some, if you're a beginner, stay away from electronics. There's some, things can go wrong, and then there's more regulatory stuff to consider. Supplements and babies, the same thing. And then the level of competition is just more fierce, okay? So some of my favorite subcategories, arts and crafts. You can get creative there, make some beautiful listings. Health and household. I exited my own brand for a few $1 million. I was in health and household, more on the health side. A lot of opportunities there. Home and kitchen, that's infinite in terms of household accessories and things like that. You can imagine cooking tools, though, actually, stay away from. Don't try to get into the spatula market, okay? That's also tough. Hunting and fishing, that can be very interesting. And you got to think we want to niche down. You want to niche down here. Industrial and scientific, office products, and automotive. There are an infinite amount of products, okay? And you know what, guys? I just want to say, use Claude and AI tools. If I were you and you're starting a business, and even if you're like more mature in business, I would play with AI every single day, and I do. And you know what? You can even go in here and say, hey, well, I'm going to show you exactly how we do it step by step here, and I love Seller Sprite. You know what I can also do is I can go put arts and crafts, and I can plug that into Claude, and I say, hey, I'm trying to find a winning product on Amazon. I want to explore all these subcategories. Help me find 100 unique product ideas on Amazon. And it will populate 100 ideas, and then I can go into Seller Sprite here, and I can plug in those keywords or product ideas and see what market, do some market research and see what those subcategories are in, and learn everything I can about them. And then I can even say, hey, help me make improvements. How can I make this, put a twist on it, something no one's got? So infinite creativity, see AI as a brilliant assistant, especially for ideating, coming up with ideas, okay? On to the next one. We're gonna browse for some potential products here. So we've plugged in the filters that we've discussed, you know, Amazon operators newbie, just as an example, a little price range here, max 500 reviews, excluding a lot of keywords. Air fryer, body frag. We were excluding a ton of keywords that like we don't want to be involved in. Here in Seller Sprite also, I've deselected variations. Imagine you want to buy this hat, it's in 5 different colors. There's going to be all these different variations. That'll kind of cloud, you know, it'll make things a little too, put too much crap here, basically. So we wanted to see one of them, if that pops up. And then we can scroll through here like and say, oh, wow, a 6 to 9 inch nylon black bipod. I don't even know what that is, and that picture's not very good. Look at all this data that gives us, though. Hey, last month, they did 7,000 in revenue. That's a little too low, but you know, probably they made $1,000 profit, roughly. This is a breakdown of Seller Sprite here, guys. It's amazing stuff. So quickly, it's like, hey, what did the last month since launching this product look like? Their units sold, their revenue, their variations, price, reviews, very few reviews. Their rating is kind of at 3.7, like I told you. They're from China. And it's like, hey, you want to source it? You want to check if there's a patent? You want to analyze the market? This is the subcategory. It's a gun part, accessories. Okay, be aware of that. Got a mouth guard here. You know, so this is just scratching the surface. This is scratching the surface. This is the best tool for product research by far. I'll just, and like I said, I don't have any association with them. I've been using it for a few years though. I've had a subscription for multiple years. And I would also say the Chinese have become the most sophisticated Amazon sellers there are. That is a newer phenomenon that didn't exist 10 years ago when I was starting. They were not really selling on Amazon that much. And now they've actually taken over really. And hey, let's learn from the best no matter what. And they've got this tool, and I tell you, it's really powerful. But we can have all the best data in the world, and if we don't know how to analyze it, it's for nothing. So learn to analyze data, and learn to make wise decisions, and study and compare, okay? That's what will make you the money. You can have all the data in the world, but if you don't know how to read it, it's just a bunch of gibberish. It's just lines of code. So here's what we're going to do. As I was showing you, I want to check historical performance, see both, you know, what the sales are over time, and we want to kind of avoid volatile patterns. If it's just like, you know, if it just spikes out of nowhere, just consider that there's actually ways to game Amazon, and there's ways to manipulate the algorithm to increase your ranking. A lot of people do it. There's ways to do it very, very well and easily, actually. But at the same time, it's going to skew the numbers. So it's like, hey, well, maybe that's a strange thing, like that their sales just shot up to some crazy number overnight. Like, interesting, look at this. This guy came out of nowhere, and who knows? That's a jersey. Maybe that's totally legitimate. But it spiked out of nowhere, did 83,000 in November. Maybe that's a seasonal thing. And now they're doing 4,600. So it's like, and I wouldn't recommend selling jerseys either. So consider that though. Weightlifting straps, I wouldn't sell that. That's a competitive space we don't want to get in. We want to find interesting products here that's like, what is that? Okay, wow, that's cool. And the thought process is like, okay, that's cool. Well, let me take a closer look at that in different ways. And if you see here, you can go to add to product tracker. Okay, so we're going to be building up our list. We've got our presets now. This is the Amazon Operators Newbie presets, excluding a lot of keywords. Listing quality score, I maxed out at 8. Sometimes that might be misleading as well. I can max it out at 10. That means like the listing quality score. How good is their listing? If someone has a 10, we want to find people that are doing well with bad listings and low reviews. That means, hey, we can come and do a better job. So, similar items here. That's an NFL product. We're probably not going to get that. This is interesting. Storage plug for tactical brace. And it's not too big though. Let me make sure that we say minimum revenue of at least 10,000. And a max of 100,000. Let's see what that pulls up. Okay. So we've got, and then also guys, we can also collect, and I've also put standard size here. We can also, if this is in sports and outdoors, is something that we've selected. If I select here, I say, you know what, I don't want sports and outdoors. I would like arts, crafts, and sewing. Confirm. Hit search. We can do product research all day, guys. This tool makes it really easy to find lots of good stuff, okay? And so that's interesting. We got some nice rocks here. That's a little more decorative. There's a bit of fluctuation in sales. Lots of cool things. So we want to check historical performance, avoid seasonal products, as I mentioned. We want to find products with less than 500 reviews. And we don't want them to be below 3.5 stars. Usually there's like whole categories where just everyone has bad reviews, right? And then we want to evaluate their listings here with the listing quality store, but also just go to Amazon and see like, wow, their pictures are bad. Are there any opportunities there? Ultimately, what we're going to do, we want to put all these products in our pipeline, and then we got to assess our target margins here. So I've done a very thorough walkthrough previously as well in a course that we have, and we walk through and help find specific products that I would order myself. We provide them some of their micro tape and other things. We found some very cool things with like huge profit margins. When you have a huge profit margin, you can play a lot. What we're going to do is and you can verify that here. There's a profit calculator. Check it out, right? Boom. Put in all that you need, guys. All that you need. It's really here. And then so cool. It's like, hey, I want to source this product. I want to see, I want to source these rocks that, are doing over $10,000 a month with, what is that? 23 reviews. That's crazy. And I can just click here. We'll do this later. We'll click there later, but just tease it. Boom. Click this button, registers the picture, and now all of a sudden I'm sourcing products here. There's the rocks. What size rocks? Whatever you need. There you go. And I can click on anything. 1688 is like the Chinese one. There's a Valentine's Day one. That's going to be seasonal. Oh, this is cute. Bam. There you go. $2. Get it. So let me close these out. Powerful tool, guys. Spend a lot of time. Spend a whole lot of time analyzing everything. There's a button there to check patents. That's crazy. That can be an issue. I've infringed on some patents in my life before and I got shut down. I was not trying to do anything malicious, just didn't know any better, didn't check it. If I had used this button, it would have saved me a lot of money. And then avoid products that have a monthly revenue of over $100,000, unless you're like super pro, right? So the brand I own, we're doing, $150,000 to $200,000 a month in revenue, which is pretty awesome. Stay out of that category because we're very well funded. We're spending a lot of money every single day, and we have 15,000 plus reviews. And so what we want to do is we want to identify different types of sellers, understand if it's a huge brand, okay? So as a random, like Apple, if you see Apple's as an extreme example, but there's many examples, right? Hexclad, Ridge, Woobles. Some brands are actually making all their sales from their brand name. People are searching for them. And if you just see, oh, wow, they're making this, I can make it too. It's like, no. You should understand which keywords are leading to conversions for their brand. And I bet, and I see the behind the scenes, many of these brands are making all of their purchases from their branded search volume because they're doing all this external Amazon advertising. So, I was doing some research in the vacuum bag space, and I was looking at these guys were making a ton of money. There was another one I saw called Anbu Direct. That's not a brand name you need to worry about. Now, maybe they're selling for very cheap margins, so consider that. But you want to look on the listings, identify what type of seller. Are they very senior? Like, are you going against some pros? If you see someone that has like crazy consistent branding, great product packaging, a huge product line, and really good listings on everything, you want to analyze who you're going up against, okay? Simple as that. This listing is not particularly special, but it's a replacement vacuum bag. So it is decent. There's no lifestyle pictures in here and stuff. So you want to evaluate those types of things. You're basically wanting to see people, I'll say it again, find people that are doing great. They don't have that many reviews. Their images are not that great. They don't have videos on their listings. You can just see, you want to find people that are not Amazon professionals, and you want to go in there and beat them. That's the main thing. Analyze other competitors' products and stuff like that too, and see if there's one product that someone is selling and say, oh wow, like they're pretty bad and they're making a whole lot of money. What else are they selling? Grab that, look at their store on Amazon, plug that into Seller Sprite, and then analyze that market. Okay, it just fractals out into never-ending research. There's just, hundreds of millions of products on Amazon, and insane, tens of thousands are beyond subcategories and products to sell. The only limitation is your mind. So use AI and help you come up with tons of ideas, and then validate and verify that with Seller Sprite. And so, as I talked about, build out that pipeline, okay? Build out that pipeline, adding to your product tracker. Gold eSole. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And wow, in September, they made $24,000. And in March, it's estimated that March they'll make $17,000 at this rate. Last month, $15,000. I say, oh, that's pretty good. Well, I wonder what they look like on Amazon. I say, oh, well, that main image is not good. They should have a painting or something like that on it for the main image. So that's interesting. 92 ratings, that's not too much. $70. I bet you can get this in China for like $10 or less. So, there's going to be a margin there. Pretty interesting. And let's just take a look at this seller as well. Hey, they're in China. I got the Seller Sprite extension here. So it's like, where are they at their category? What's their brand name? What are the dimensions? Look at this. FBA fees, gross margin, price, boom. 4.4, product dimensions. That's how much it weighs. You're going to know your fees. This is when it started, okay? So we could do that all day. Add that. That one's interesting to me. Add it to the product tracker. Boop. Added it. I've got signed out here. I'm back in. So go in here, adding it to the product tracker, and I can create a new tag. You know, I could say product research, boom. It's so cool. You can create any new tag. Look, this is a Chinese tool, right? Like that's a tag. I'm not sure what that says. It's just a value add because no one even knows about this, how powerful this tool is, and it's like $100. So build out that pipeline. I've made multiple subcategories here for random products, just as an example. And then you can see, you consolidate all of these subcategories to in products, and you can see what are the monthly sales in total, average monthly for the top 10, the average price, average reviews, how many sellers, is it FBA, all of this information, like it's crazy good for that. So put 15 to 30 products together, at least 30, honestly. And you're going to start, everyone makes this newbie mistake. You're going to start, and on day one, you're going to find a product and be like, oh my gosh, I think this is it. Just add it to the list and keep on going and make a note, right? But when you do product research every day for a few weeks, you're going to then even go back and be like, hey, actually, compared to what I just found, it's not as good. You want to have 10 or 15 products ultimately that you are like, oh man, I'm all excited to launch all of them. And then you make a choice. Depending on how much money you have, you can launch more than one product or a line of products. But if you only just have one in mind, your vision's going to be clouded. And so we want to export. Here's the export button in Seller Sprite as an Excel. Okay, you want to at least sell those products, and we want to analyze the market. Okay, so make sure you've got enough products, the historical data. Analyze at least 5 different subcategories as well. Okay, and then when you export them, that's when we can have fun and we can play with some AI and stuff. So make sure you save the products, analyze the market trends. And eventually, once we start to narrow things down later on and we find that product, make sure you're going to want to order samples of the best competition as well, to see what you like, what you don't like. All right. So now we filled up our pipeline of potential products, and let's screen it a little bit further. So we've got our refined filters and stuff, and check out that Amazon Operators newbie preset, as I mentioned, of course, just to reiterate, like what looks good to us. Okay, can we confidently hit that? Is it within this price range? Finding people that are crushing it with less than 500 reviews, because it takes a long time to get reviews. Avoid seasonal stuff. Explore all these subcategories. Don't just stick to one. Explore all of them, and then there's subcategories even within them. Okay, here's again, I'm mentioning them. I think you should have, within each of these, find multiple products that are pretty cool within each of these subcategories to have a very broad, full spectrum view of the market. Alrighty, so then you're going to screen for those high potential products. As saying again, basic listings with great sales. Who's not that good and making crazy money and has bad listings, and consistency is key. So I found a Micropore tape that I liked a lot. It only had 122 reviews, and they were making crazy bucks. So Micropore tape's going to sell year round. That's important to me. Alrighty. And then just making sure those sales trends again. Seller Sprite makes this easy to see sales trends. So in a subcategory, you may see it's spike. I say, hey, everything spikes around December, etc. And this is in the easels subcategory. So if I click here in easels, has it pre-selected there? There we go. Now look at, this is all of the easels. So this is for making your own custom subcategories. This is the easel subcategory, which is pretty cool. And I can go here to say view historical trends, keep the trends. If I hit reverse ASIN, it will show me all the keywords that are leading to conversions for that brand. Because we're going to need to learn everything about the product, okay? How cool is that? So it's mostly organic. Those are the Amazon choice ones. EASE will stand for sign. That's the rankings for the top 10. Boom. EASE for painting, display. Click share. Upper number shows the percentage of clicks that the product received in comparison to the total clicks based on the search results. The lower number shows the estimated number of times the keyword is searched this week. So this week, EASE will stand for sign was searched on Amazon 24,000 times. And it got 9.5% of the click share. Organic versus ads distribution. Organic rank for that one product I just showed you. The ABA rank is the most popular search terms on Amazon. Click concentration. And it explains everything. This is good to know. Click concentration. The total proportion of clicks on the top 3 ASINs under any keyword. So if something is too concentrated at the top, that means, hey, you got to be in the top 3 to make it successful. That's a lot. So we want something that's a little more broadly divided up. And then PPC bid. So imagine you say, hey, what's my conversion rate? Do I have a 20% conversion rate? That means it's going to take 5 clicks to make a purchase. Now, $1.62 is an estimate, but times 5 is about a little over $8. That means your customer acquisition cost is going to be $8. Now, is your margin going to be big enough? Consider that. Okay, consider what your conversion rate is going to be. The amount of data here it's overwhelming. It's so amazing, actually. And how cool is that? Historical trends, paid searches. You can go just deep down the rabbit hole. And honestly, I could just explore. Look at this. Keyword frequency. Export up. Imagine. Supports exporting the first 2,000 keywords here. So you export this. And then plug that into AI, guys. And say, hey, help me. And then do this for 30 subcategories and then figure out the level of competition that you're going up against. Which keywords do you have to rank to be successful? And look, it shows you where it's ranked. There's the rank trend. Insane. It's insane the amount of data that's here. Google Trends, click concentration, conversion share, so good. Market analysis, it's crazy. So let's get back. We can go down a rabbit hole for a really long time in any direction because I've been doing product research on Amazon for 10 years and AI is this, just changes the game for everything. And I'm telling you, Seller Sprite, the data that we get from it is beyond anything any tool has ever offered. So much so that it's like a lot to compute with our noggin. But if we know how to use AI and ask the right questions and understand, say, hey, our goal is to find, imagine telling Claude, my AI tool of choice, this. I'm a new Amazon seller and I have $10,000 to invest, $15,000 to invest in products, and I want to have the highest opportunity of success. We make all of these exports, upload the files into Claude, and help it make our whole marketing plan. How are we going to launch this product? What keywords do we need to win? How much is it going to cost? What conversion rate should we expect to get? And then let it pick a winner for us. And I've done that for you guys too, and I'll share some really cool little teaser stuff that we're working on. That's very, very cool. Continuing on. This is an example of a basic listing. Like this is old school, crappy listing. If we're going to come in here and they're doing well, we got to do a better job. Okay, it's got to speak to the ideal customer avatar, your buyer persona that's actually going to buy the product. We can touch on that. So confirm your profit margins, though. This is an estimate of things. Your product cost in terms of the revenue, if you're selling it for $20, well, you want to source it at $4 max, $4 or $5 like max. And that's good, but that's going to allow us to have our margin and a margin of error, meaning we can make some mistakes, we can spend some money, we can spend a whole lot of money trying to break even until we crack the code and rank higher and then make some good bucks, okay? At the end of the day, though, we really want to have 20 to 30% margins after everything, including advertising spend, okay? So reassess sellers. I would recommend the Chinese sellers are really the most advanced sellers, and they're often willing to sell for lower margins, which I don't want to play that game because I'd rather make really high margins, right? So I would recommend finding subcategories where there are less Chinese sellers in terms of concentration. SellerSprite lets you know that information. Trust me on that one. And then you really want to also find, what do they say? Pablo Picasso said something like, great artists steal, essentially, okay? We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Put together a list of other sellers that you know are private label sellers. This is what we're doing, is finding products that exist, putting our brand on it, private labeling, right? So we want to find a bunch of people in different subcategories where we say, hey, this guy is just like me, doing nothing special. They don't have any brand presence. It's just an Amazon brand. Finding every single potential product they have and explore that. There's a competitor space. Competitor lookup. You can put any Amazon seller's name in here. Boom. And it'll show you every product they have. So put together a nice list of sellers to study, see what they're doing, see if you can beat them. Okay? Alrighty. Step 19. Expand and refine the pipeline. You got to have the pipeline. Okay? More. Put it in there and analyze as much as possible. The market analysis stuff is incredible. And let me show you what some of that looks like. Let's see. Where's the market analysis? Clicking here. So this is, we're finding random products. We say, oh wow, this is cool. But what does the market of that product look like? Punch needle supplies. So it's going to grab the top 100 people, top 100 products. There's 65 brands, 70 sellers. There's the amount of money being made. Average monthly revenue. That's a low number. Top 10. Look at that. 84% Chinese sellers. Average gross margin, 58%. So look at this. It's giving us such a crazy good summary. Get report. Boop. Bam, there's the report. And what we're going to basically do, guys, is going to say export as an Excel or export as a PDF. Export as an Excel. And then it's going to say, hey, here's how the top 10 are performing. Here's how, or beyond. Here's how the new products that launched in the last 6 months are performing. And then look at this. Market sales trends, listing concentration, brand concentration. So good. Amazing. Okay. We can go deep into that forever. We're going to go a little bit faster through here, okay? All right, so reaffirm the goals. I've put this in here a couple times. This should be a mantra. Evergreen products, low competition, strong profit potential. If you don't have a margin, even if it seems attractive, stay away from it, trust me. All right. Also, very important, I mentioned this as well before. If you see any unusual sales patterns, like just something spikes out of nowhere, be aware. And then you got to research like, okay, hey, are they ranking well for their keywords? What's going on, etc. And then when we're making more of our decisions and we're analyzing the market and we're saying, oh, okay, this is pretty interesting. Say, oh, wow, let's see. Out of all the products making sales, 55% of them have both A plus and video. This is like a listing content type section. Say, oh, wow, hey, 27% of them have no premium A plus content, which is like a nice way to make your listings convert better, essentially, and no video. Say, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And the new products coming in, they're also really lacking that. I'll say, oh, that's interesting. Say, hey, wow, what percentage of the top 100 are from China? 83%, guys. That's a high number. So just letting you know what you're going to be up against when it comes to selling on Amazon. So geographic regions, the Chinese seller thing, be very wary of that. And so in the course that we've created, I've done, this is just a kind of high level overview, but I literally walk through all of the thought process and every single step-by-step decision that I made to actually find multiple products. And we talk about exactly the steps I would take to source those products. Feel free to check that out as well if you want to dive deeper into that. And also, we were mentioning as well the different verifications and checks that we should consider. It's really, I mean, Seller Sprite just makes it so easy just to click there. And as we said, should be here, go check something out on Alibaba. In fact, this one was selling for $70. What does Alibaba say we can get it for? $15 there, $2 there. Look at that. This one looks simple. This is the exact same product. $5 to $10. Boom. Hey, and check this out. That's the video of the factory. That's what it's looking like. That's impressive. It's a legit factory. I've been to China and I've traveled around all along the coast and went to many factories. This is how they're making it. That's how they dip it in gold. Here's how much it costs you to buy 300 to 500. There's the cheaper price. So it's like, hey, you buy it. So imagine that company selling for $7. I said I bet it's about $10. So I was on the money. Say we buy 1,000 sets. That's a lot. Say we buy 500 sets. That earlier we were looking at it, they were selling it for $70. What are the fees on that? Probably 20. So that's 20, 25 even, right? So that will come down to $45 margin after fees. And then your unit cost, roughly $10, $35. You got some shipping in there. And then your advertising a lot, take another $10 off there. So that would leave you with maybe $20, $25 profit margin on a $70 product. That could be a high, really high potential product. You buy 50,000 of them, don't do that. You get it for way cheaper. But how cool is that, right? Very cool stuff. All right, moving on. Finding out, this is not the keyword analysis section, but find out which keywords are leading to conversions for your brand. Make sure it's not patented. And that's how you check things. So now let's do the fun stuff. Let's play with Claude. So we've exporting market data, and we're preparing for the AI analysis part, where we help AI let us make wise decisions about which products to pick. All right, so this is where it gets really fun. This is my favorite thing about the business. So here's how we do some market analysis with Claude. And if you're interested in getting this document for yourself, you'll find the link in the description. And I've got a lot of prompts that will make it very easy for you to just follow along and prompt it to help make wise decisions, okay? So assume we've got the files. When I made this, Claude could not verify Excel files, so make sure you turn it into CSV. Claude can just maybe turn them into CSV files as well. So figure that out, easy peasy. And then let's set up Claude for analysis. So we're gonna download these files. Here's an example of what we have. And I've uploaded these market attachments for some different products and analyzed it. And it gave me some interesting findings. Overall market health, vacuum attachments lead slightly with a 3.7 average, da 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 da. I've asked it for some more detailed information. And I said, hey, I just shared multiple market analysis reports for different products. Please analyze them and create a detailed product metric rankings dashboard with the following specifications. We've got Chinese seller concentration, demand versus competition, sales distribution, sales trends, low review, high performance, 8+ content gap, return rate, seasonal. And I had it score them, guys. This is just 3, right? How badass is this? To say, hey, and I said, hey, if there's too many Chinese sellers, lower score. And it tells me how many there are there, right? And picks the winner essentially between them. At the end, picks the winner, which kind of the score was very close here. These were 3 really cool products that I liked. That's helping pick a winner, though. That's pretty awesome. So next we got use a custom prompt for market analysis. This is what I've shared with you, and it's like, there's the Chinese seller concentration. The market size is the total monthly revenue in the category, indicating overall market potential. Sales distribution, percentage of sales in the top 10 listings. Lower percentage means easier market penetration. Sales trends, year-over-year growth patterns. Is the market going up or down? That's important. Low review, high performers. One of my most important metrics. FBA usage, making sure that's important. A+ content, da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the prompt. Hope you get it. And review AI analysis results. I shared a picture as well. Very cool stuff. We can get into that. This is very cool. And if you want code, check this out. All right, so check this out. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to hit share here. Link copy, bam. If you get this document, you'll have this link. And you can basically build out this for yourself, for your own products, okay? You got the prompt in there as well. Let's keep it rolling. So we're finding the gaps in the market. Here's an example. And we want to find the opportunities that have the best examples. This is just 3 products here. Like I said, find 30, deduce down from there. Consider all those factors. I have 10 different metrics that I've shared with you that are important for me. Next, we want to analyze pricing and sourcing with another prompt. And I've got this very cool prompt here. This is going to help us analyze the price, analyze our ideal price point. Say, hey, considering all of the sellers in here, what's the ideal price point where we'll sell the most? And therefore, 20%, what's 20% of that number, meaning what's our unit cost that we should target? And then identify sellers with under 500 reviews, calculate their average monthly sales, multiply times 5 months. You can do 4, but safety 5 months. And so say, hey, if we just compete and we kind of get even in the average, we want to win, but if we average what these people are doing, we say, hey, we're going to source at this price, calculate how many units we should order, and then help me draft up an email for the supplier for that exact product. And we're going to have it in the prompt create professional email for product specifications, order quantity, da-da-da-da-da-da. Good stuff. I mean, so it's like Seller Sprite, if it's not clear by now, it should be how powerful it is. Exporting everything. I've just given an example of how to export the market research section. There's many different exports that you can make that are incredible. And then plugging them into this AI data analysis and just finding crazy gaps. Like the implications are actually huge for this. And then, going from there, and then it's like, what price should we source it at? What price should we sell it at? How many units should we order? Write the email. That's insane. Okay, no one's doing this. This is good stuff, I think. You're gonna get that email, and then this is what an output looks like. It said, hey, dear supplier, subject line, inquiry for wall mounted hat rack, 8,500 units. I hope this email finds you well. We're interested in sourcing this product. We'll send a picture too. We're looking for a supplier who can meet the following specifications. Yeah, and so this is what the email is gonna look like, right? It's like, got the title, got a nice intro, here's what we need, capacity 1,800 hats, make sure you have a picture, initial order quantity, target price. FOB is a shipping thing we can get into. Preferred port, don't worry about that for now. But something you want to consider later down the road. Please provide the following: a sample price and lead time, production lead time for that many units, your MOQ, minimum order quantity, what's the least I need to order, payment terms, 30/70, 30% down payment, 70% before shipment is common. Product certifications. Could you please send a photo of similar products you've detailed before? We're looking to start production as soon as we find the right supplier. How cool is that? Boom. So now we're in an interesting point in our journey, okay? Because we're ready to order some products. This is a very fast process of digging deep, getting some good info, and ready to roll, right? So when we review these products, though, we want to figure out, what's the pain point of the products? Can we make any improvements? Are there any design flaws? We want to analyze customer feedback. There's a tool I use called voiceofthecustomer.ai, which is incredible. And it downloads and analyzes with AI every single review from every competitor you can imagine, and lets you identify what are the main pain points. What do people love about it? What do people hate about it? And you should use that to consider, is there anything that you can improve to have a better customer experience? So then you're going to want to make iterations of it. You're going to want to get samples from the suppliers from China to you. You want to order competitors' products to you. You want to finalize the inventory in your sourcing plan. What's your initial order should be, what your expected sales per month should be. You're going to want to build a whole launch plan out. It's extremely thorough. In the course that we have, the Amazon Operators, we discuss every single aspect that you'll have to consider so you can make, there's a risk involved in everything in doing business, but we want to use the absolute best tools, best insights, strategies, every single step of the way to mitigate risk as much as possible. Of course, make sure you double check all your calculations and really do some math. And, even in this case example, which just kind of a random generation here. It's like, if the product is like $2, $3, $4, you're ordering 2,000 units, that's a good amount. That's $4,000 or $5,000. That could pop off and turn into $1,000 or $2,000, $3,000 a month profit for you. And so you just got a couple products like that, and you're certainly out of your day job. So the risk is well worth it. Be wise. Don't put yourself. So anyway, don't bet your house. Be very wise. I don't want anyone putting themselves in a really bad spot. So don't spend more than you can risk, okay? And then that will allow you to be a little more emotionally detached, which will help you make wise decisions in this process, okay? So preparing for your next steps. We've got that SOP doc for you, how to contact suppliers, ordering samples, creating a launch plan. We're going to hop into that as well in the following sections of this video. And in the course that we have, we get extremely elaborate in how to do these things. And then, we're going to want to get more elaborate. And here's an example of a Claude prompt that is going to allow us to look into the data more deeply. So from the exported document, now we're using Claude to actually play with the data And I said, hey, give me the top 10 ASINs. An ASIN is the Amazon identifier. And what's the name of it? And how many sales are they doing, revenue, etc. There we go. And from there, we're going to put it into those ASINs into the voice of the customer.ai. This is the tool that I was talking about that can let us know, who's buying it, why, who's it for, when, where, why, what. Because we want to basically figure out how we can improve the product, but then create a listing that speaks to the main people that are buying the product, right? Great. And then get very specific about when you're doing the voice of the customer.ai. I don't know who's buying hat cage washer. People are on Amazon because Amazon's huge, right? But if we are going to put in the voice of the customer, make sure it's highly relevant. Okay, like a wall-mounted hat rack, not one of these or the cage thing. As we were doing our research, there's going to be a lot of different options. Sometimes people play with different subcategories and mix them up. We don't want that. So make sure it's just crystal clear about which product we'll go into. And then you want to analyze what are the problems. So for instance, if we're sourcing a hat rack, well, of all of the complaints, it's like, of all the negative complaints, 41% of the people are saying, hey, their hat keeps falling off. Then the other 22% said, hey, this is just low quality. Flimsy material. It's a pain in the butt to install. And with voice of the customer.ai, you can click AI analysis essentially, and it helps give you this output. So if you're launching this product, what do you got to buy at the competitors and figure out how you can make sure the hats never fall off? And, maybe spend a little bit more to improve the quality of that. Meaning these are kind of the same thing. Flimsy material, poor quality, similar, and easy to install. So that has summarized and say, hey, if I'm going to bring this product to market, it's got to be this, 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 and this. It's very good to know. You're going to review all the competitors and what their price points are, their quantity of reviews, and their key features. Because you can look at each different one. You can say, oh, hey, this one, people are just saying, hey, sturdy design, decoration's great, simple, space saving, good balance features. So analyze all those, analyze their price points. And these are different products below here too, but you can see all of the main pros and all of the main cons. And in the section of this video series as well, we get deep into the psychology of how to build an Amazon listing that converts and speaks directly to your buyer persona. So you don't have to be an engineer necessarily, but figure out how to fix these things before you bring it to market. The worst thing would be to bring a bad product to market that's going to have like 3.5 stars or lower. Just scrap it, to be honest. Just don't even go there. This is how you do it. So as I mentioned earlier, once you find that product, you can just, click on, you're in Seller Sprite, you click on that Alibaba button. Make sure, if you're going to use Alibaba, and I used Alibaba for many years, I don't need to anymore. But Alibaba is incredible. If you're going to use it, make sure you use trade assurance. Trade assurance simply protects your money. Okay? So basically, Jack Ma from Alibaba, super genius guy, and he realized hey, it's really sketchy, or American people feel it's really sketchy to send wires for $10,000 plus dollars and beyond to China. So they know they had to mitigate the risk. They made Alibaba Trade Assurance, which is hey, if anything ever goes south, you get your money back. Okay, so all of these companies, we're trying to make Amazon stores and Amazon listings that are important to us, and our reviews are important. These factories are doing the same thing in China. Their Alibaba listings and their Alibaba stores, they all have ratings, reviews. Are they, trade assurance? Are they verified? How long have they been on? What's the name of the company? Goes deep here. They want to make their storefront nice. Here's their contacts. Chat now, chat now, chat now. Videos about their company. They got all their certificates. This is insane, guys. When I was starting to source things, it was not of this level. So Here's who they source to. So they want to do a good job, right? So Alibaba will help mitigate that risk. It keeps it simple. It's not as hard as you would imagine. And at the same time, I don't use Alibaba anymore. Why? Well, it's because I've been to China. I traveled around China for some weeks, and I went on a whole factory tour along the coast. And I actually brought an amazing guy named Frankie with me, who was our translator / kind of negotiator. And I ended up sourcing many products with Frankie over many, many years. And he's like a brother to me, really. And so Frankie has joined us here at Full Circle. And if you email sourcing@fullcircleagency.com, you go through all this process with AI, you find a winning product, and you want to help source it and dummy proof it. Frankie, if he has to, will fly around China to help source it. Make sure you get the best price. The issue is many of these companies, including on Alibaba, they're actually what's called a trading company. They're a middleman. They're actually not the manufacturer. So there's the manufacturer, and then there's the trading company, and then there's you. This trading company can get an unnecessary large cut, okay? I made that mistake myself when I was doing it myself. I thought it was a factory. I was aware of this phenomenon of trading companies, and I thought I was finding a factory direct, which is going to have way better prices, of course, but I was wrong. And next thing you know, I'm in China traveling around, and I realized we didn't go to a factory. We went to like some office of some trading company. And Frankie has helped find the direct source for many years now and get the cheapest prices I could ever imagine. So, and then helps with the shipment of it too, and manages everything. So it's just like, get the cheapest prices, done for you service, door-to-door delivery, basically like from the factory door to the Amazon fulfillment center. Frankie takes care of all of that and is super pro and a really friendly guy. So sourcing@fullcircleagency.com to dummy proof any sourcing that you do. I'll just say, we're wrapping up here. Make sure you identify the main pain points, generate solutions, and ask Claude, say, hey, if these are the problems, what are the solutions that I should implement? Some of them are dummy proof, of course. Like obviously, like, make sure that hat doesn't fall off. Stronger hooks, more durable materials, better instructions guides for installation, easier installation. And then note that to the suppliers as well, or to Frankie, and they can take care of that for you. And then, you make sure you take notes of that, because as you actually create the Amazon listing, you're going to want to incorporate all the things like, hey, unlike competitors, you have a competitor image, you're like, your hats are staying on, theirs are falling off, yours is easy to install, theirs is a pain in the butt, that type of thing. And then, last but not least, congratulations. If you've gone through this, you've used the best tools in the world to do an incredible amount of market research and analysis. You have used AI to interpret that data in a wise way to help you pick a winner, to generate your whole inventory shipping plan, and you've either used Alibaba or my buddy Frankie to help you source this product that can change your life. And then Frankie can just help you ship it door to door as well there. AWD, check that out. That's probably going to be the best shipping solution for you, which is like an Amazon warehouse before their fulfillment centers. And that's it, guys. So this is a brief overview of using product research for AI. One product can change your life. Don't bet your house on it. Be very wise and be strategic, and reach out if you need any help at all. I hope you found this helpful, and we're going to continue on with the rest of the series shortly. Thank you.